All right. This is Johnny here. We're at Johnny's World Podcast, and we're at a special podcast episode today. We are live downtown Starkville, Mississippi, at Hobie's on Main with my good buddy Hobie Hobart.
Hey guys. Hey John.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we're
gonna be. We got a little land sharks today because we're talking Key West, and I just got back from Key West. I've been wanting to talk about Key West on a podcast, but I know people weren't going to listen to me talk about myself, so I got to have somebody on there that has been there and knows what we're talking about and can share it with everybody else. And man, Hobie Hobart, glad you're here, and we're going to have a blast talking about Key West.
Let me tell you, I kept up with you on Facebook. Yes. And I miss it. It's been a little while since I've been there. February of last year, I guess, when the last time I was there, and it's been a time. So I'm hoping to go in. We're going in January. This coming January.
Okay.
But man, I do love Key West.
Well, I want to ask you first. When was the first time you went to Key West?
Oh my goodness, it's such an adventure. It's a 2 beer story too, but it involves. Yeah, I tell you what, it's when we played. It's when we won the Super Regional here. Jake Mang was playing. I wish
19,
you the year.
I remember that. Yeah.
And we went. And we
went to take a boat or something.
I was on a boat. I was on a 50-foot yacht. We were going across the Intercoastal Waterway when Dusty Skelton hit the home run out there, and it hit right in the tiki lounge out in the outfield. And they had to review it to see if my son-in-law interfered with it. And I'm getting all these phone calls. I said, guys, I'm not there. But then, just a quick story. I got to tell the story. It's really good. What you
absolutely.
So I get a phone. We win the ball game, right? I get a phone call from the mayor, and I don't mean her mayor. I mean the mayor, Jake Mangle. Jake Mangle calls me up and goes, Hobie, I said, man, congratulations, man. I'm so proud of you. I said, this is cool. Look, we got permission to have a party. This was Sunday night, right? So he said, got permission Sunday night to have a party at your place. Is that okay? I said, dude, I said, Sunday night, that's 12, man. It's at 12. He's no, we're okay. I said, all right, go upstairs. Do not get on the balcony. Keep the volume down. And they do a little party there.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And they went. I had security cameras. I called my son-in-law. I called anybody could get to come work. They get to work. So we opened up a little while. God, I may incriminate myself telling these stories, but it's a good story.
Yes.
And I looked at the phone at 5 o'clock, and they were still going. I'm on the Intercoastal Waterway now, and I'm in Mexico Beach, heading to Key West.
Yeah.
And they still part at 5 o'clock in the morning. But they ended up, I said, I called you, y'all got to go. So I pushed the limit anyway. But it was a good time. They had a good time. We had to try to go to Key West, couldn't make it. Got 150 miles off Carabelle, Florida, and started sinking. The boat started sinking. Had to turn around. Got fixed. Went back the same day.
Yeah.
So we ended up paying a bartender $100 to go to Tallahassee to get a rental van that had 200,000 miles and smelled like marijuana. I think we were mules going to Key West. But we rented a van and we went down and picked up the wives, the women in Tampa.
Yeah.
And we drove to Key West. That's the first time I went. Had you know what? Probably been 6 times since then, and I've had good trips. Even that trip was a horrible trip, but it was so good. We're talking about it right now. Makes for a good story.
Right.
But my love for it, I guess, comes from Jimmy Buffett. I started following Jimmy Buffett in high school in the 80s. Well, of course, I heard the Margaritaville songs growing up. Thought, oh, that was a cute, funny song. Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Yeah.
But then as I get older, my high school sweetheart broke up with me. And that hurt and all that. And then I discovered something I really liked, alcohol, and my whole life changed. All Jimmy Buffett made sense then.
Right.
He's making sense. Now I'm looking for that damn lost shaker of salt. I completely got everything he talked about. And that's it. Like life happened. I didn't get to do things I wanted to do. I had 4 kids. I love, I'm glad it happened.
Yeah.
But once the 4 kids got out of the house and I got divorced, I got remarried, and we traveled and we went to Key West, and I loved it. And I'm thankful I've got a wife, but number 2, my second wife, enjoys traveling on Key West as much as I do.
Well, I've always wanted to go to Key West. I've always loved it. Hearing stories, seeing pictures about you posting it and stuff. And then, but what really set it off when Coach Leach got the job here in Mississippi State, and hearing about him being down there and all that sort of stuff made me want to go even more. And then I had those who follow me know, I've had a 13-year-old golden retriever that passed away this year. There's my heart. And I got to the point where he couldn't be bored. He was really old, and I didn't want to leave. So I said, once Bo passes on, we're going to go take a trip, and it's going to be Key West. And that's what happened. And it was so cool. I want to transition to talk about Captain Tony's because when we went there, you know, you look up and you see Coach Leach's bar stool, and got a lot of stories that I want to talk about with Captain Tony's. But I want to hear about you. You told me beforehand that you had texted Coach Leach and y'all met up there, and just talk about that experience.
That was a fun thing. Coach Leach. You know, my love for pirates and my love for the ocean, the beach has always been there. And a lot of people know that. I remember got a phone call from Jay Perry. He said, he said, hey, Hobie, you around tonight? I said, I am. I said, what's up? He said, I'm gonna bring our new coach by, but I can't tell you who it is. He's gonna love your place. I said, well, damn, Jay, I know who it is. I know who it is. And I said, yeah. And he came by. He fell in love with my bar. This is my bar. I mean, look at it right there. Got the Key West. The Continental Republic right there, the Jolly Roger and all that. I love all that. So Coach came in, and I've always heard stories how he talks. So we just started talking, and I asked him like one question about Key West. I think it's about Mel Fisher's treasure or something like that. And it just, that's it. JC, you know, you start talking to Coach, pull a chair up and get comfortable because there it is. That's a 45-minute, answer right there. And he said, Hobie, I got to show you Key West. He said, I need to show you. He said, I need to take you to Key West with me. And when he said that, my face kind of lit up. I guess he recognized that. He says, we'll meet up down there. He quickly back up and said, we'll meet up down there. And that's what we did. He said, I'm going to be down there this week, right for about 2 weeks before football season started, practice. And we went down there, and he said, it took 3 days for us to even hook up even then, and he finally, and his wife, we both met, we all met my wife. We met up at Captain Tony's. I've got a sign up there. So our last text is pretty cool. It hangs here at Hobie's. And it says, I'm heading to Tony's now. This Coach Leach says, oh, that's cool. I'm at the Halo. It's this cool little bar on Duval Street. And he said, I said, well, I'm here. I said, I'm on my way. I'm on port side. I've got your stool. I thought that's the coolest thing to answer him. I'm on port side of the restaurant. And we met up. And we hung about 2 hours. And it was just, I'm so blessed. I'm truly blessed to have that opportunity to do that. It's going to be one of my greatest memories of my lifetime is to spend about 2 hours. And again, we talked everything but football. We talked Mel Fisher's the treasure. He introduced me to the owner of Captain Tony. And what a treat that was. We talked about Captain Tony and just the story of the whole place, the tree and the hanging tree, whatever they call it inside there. But again, I can't express how privileged it was to be able to hang out with this great guy. And he had the people. Golly, as a quarterback came up, the Ferguson used to play quarterback, professional football player, walked up, and just the magic of Mike Leach and what he brought, and hanging out with him, just seeing the people come up to him and just speak to him, it was just a great day. Great day.
Yeah, for those who are watching this or listening to it, who had not been to Captain Tony's, when you walk in, I'd heard about Captain Tony's, heard about Coach Leach and everything, but I had never looked at it. I didn't want to. I wanted it to be one of my favorite things about such as going to sporting events, walking in, you soak it all in. I wanted that experience at Captain Tony's, and that's exactly what happened. I had no idea what to expect. I walk in there, and it is just dollar bills and bras everywhere. And I asked the people, how much money on the wall? And they're like, we don't even know. And then you walk in and you see, all the bar stools have famous people's names on it. And then you walk in the other room, and there's Ernest Hemingway, JFK, Harry Truman, and Mike Leach right there with those people right there. And I asked the guy there, and he said, we've had people pass away whose names are on the chairs, but they have not gone up there. Only the big dogs get up there. Special people get up there. So that was really special. Get to see that and just experience it. And the cool thing about Key West is just everybody's so nice to one another. And I've heard when you walk, the owner was not there that day when we went in. I went about 12 o'clock last Wednesday, and around lunchtime, I went in there, but they had told me wear state stuff. So in case the guy's there, he'll talk to you and everything. So I had on my Swing Your Sword shirt, and I walk in, and this guy about my age, a little bit younger, and his girlfriend or wife are sitting there, and I hear him tell his wife, state stuff. And I'm like, walking my video and everything, soaking it all in. And the guy goes, Mike Leach, and I'll turn around. I'm like, yes, sir, that's what I said, Swing Your Sword. And anyway, this guy's from Kentucky, and And I'm like, being SEC, we're pulling for Kentucky in baseball this year. And he's like, yeah, we're big. I'm a big Kentucky basketball fan. Turns out his good friend is one of Chris Jans' top assistant coach here at Mississippi State. So that guy talked to this guy's name is Robert. Robert to come down last year for the state Kentucky basketball game. He couldn't come down, but anyway, he was like, I'm a big state guy when I'm not pulling for Kentucky, when I'm not cheering for Kentucky. And he's like, man, if you whenever we play y'all again, hit me up, the tickets, all that sort of stuff. And then I look up and he has a Pirates punch right in front of me.
Oh,
did you have a Pirates punch?
I have not had to know.
Okay. So I was like, what is this, man? And it is I posted a picture of it. It's rum and it's just real sweet. I mean, it's loaded with alcohol, man. It's just you take a sip, you're like, whoa, like that type of thing. And this guy had already down, I think, a couple of them. And so I asked the people, I was like, man, what's all in this thing? And they're like, we know it's rum and lots of sugar and stuff. And we can't tell you all the other stuff. Secret ingredient, that type of thing. But it's called the Pirates Punch at Captain Tony's. And so we did that. And then, and the cool thing about being right there, we stayed at a really cool place called Marrero's, right there off the Duval. If you're coming to Key West, you want to stay near Duval. Kobe would say that's where everything is. And actually, right when we got there that first night, we went to Sloppy Joe's. I'd heard about Sloppy Joe's, and everyone says real touristy stuff, which it is, which I was a tourist, and really enjoyed seeing that. And then and Captain Tony's is right across the street from it. And but man, eating, drinking, all that sort of stuff. Talk about your favorite restaurants or bars or anything like that.
Well, that's what it's funny. People ask me, I've got this great list, and if you go to Key West, contact me, reach out to me at Hobie's on Main or John Clark, whatever. I've got this incredible list I put together, and I just keep adding to it. I'll get something from JC today, and I'll add to it, all that. And I tell people all the time, I list these places to go. I said, but don't be afraid to go anywhere. I mean, the food is awesome wherever you go. It's so fresh. Seafood. I'm gonna tell you.
Yes.
I don't know where to get a steak. I don't know where to get barbecue. I never do that. Seafood's all. You may get a bad case of the gout when you leave there, but you're gonna eat very well.
Yeah.
Hogs, the hogfish on Stock Island is probably my favorite. You got Uber over there. It's not all but the main islands, so the first island up. And Mac McAnally is probably who turned me on to this. I mean, not he told me, but hearing him talk about it, sing, he plays there a lot, and they go there. Jimmy used to play there a good bit too. Just get up and play on a little stage, and that's probably my favorite. Nice places to go. Louis' Backyard, right there on the Atlantic side.
I got to stop you right on that one. Louis' Backyard is the best meal I had.
That's
so.
It.
And I had seafood everywhere. I had seafood everywhere. But I did get a steak at Louis' Backyard, and I kid you not, I love steak. It was the best steak I've ever had. Awesome. It was absolutely amazing. We got there. They told me to get reservations there to see the sunset and everything. And it's right there. There's a dog beach right next to it, and it was so amazing. Matter of fact, after we finished eating, I looked over right behind me, Urban Meyer. He was sitting there with some guys. I'm pretty sure if it's not, it's his doppelganger. You're as close as you can get to it. And then when I went back to Captain Tony's, there's an Urban Meyer still, and there's a helmet. Ohio State by State, Mississippi State, Washington State. So Urban Meyer does come there a lot. Good chance that was in behind me. But Louis' on the Backyard, highly recommend that place. It was really, really good.
Yeah, that's keeping with Louis' Backyard. Across the street is where Jimmy Buffett lived on Waddell Street. There, you have an apartment there. And the song "Trying to Reason with the Hurricane Season," he stumbles next door to the bar. He had a hangover. He had a Bloody Mary stumbled next door to the bar. That's Louis' Backyard.
Wow.
But Bo's, you went to Bo's.
Bo's. Hobie sent me this list to begin with. Bo, my dog, who I talked about earlier, just passed away, and you told me you got to go to Bo's Fish Wagon. I was like, well, that's a sign right there. Yeah. And to go in there, and man, it is. I love that place. The vibe there is a very unique place, and really, really good. And chickens, man, they're just everywhere. You're walking around everywhere. Roosters sitting there, popping up on your table, eating and everything. And I read or actually someone told me down there that they're federally protected. You cannot take a chicken from down there. FBI will come after you. But they're everywhere. But Bo's Fish Wagon was a really cool place. And after we ate at Bo's Fish, and I walked back in the back talking about Jimmy Buffett, and there was a shrimp boat studio. That's right. And all the stickers, man, they were everywhere. And I saw multiple Mississippi State stickers on there. I saw the pirate stickers, and that was really cool.
There's some Hobie stickers there, but it looks like they've been overlaid several times.
And the flip flops, there's a little memorial there they have for Jimmy, and it was a really cool place to see that. And but key lime pie, that's a big thing in Key West. So you gotta have key lime pie. And
my wife and I did a key lime pie trail. Last time we went, we drove. I drive a lot. I know you've flown. I've flown twice, but I enjoy driving, and I encourage you to hit the upper Key. I get Key Largo down. We try the it's just such cool places. And the best key lime pie we had was in a souvenir shop.
Oh yeah,
in Key Largo. It's called Shells, and y'all, that's I'm telling you, that's the best one to get. And I read up, I studied up on it. They say they get one there. Publix has a good one there in Key West also. But you can't beat Blue Heaven. Blue Heaven with the meringue is that high.
Yeah, that high.
It's incredible.
I love the atmosphere of Blue Heaven too. Outside, sitting out there, it's really cool atmosphere.
You showed me something I didn't know. The graveyard.
Yeah, a little graveyard there. Yeah, that was what did it say on there?
Oh.
I don't know if we say that.
Can I say that?
I don't know. We'll avoid saying
well,
that.
Hemingway lost his rooster.
He lost his rooster and buried it there.
Yeah, buried it.
Yeah, rooster. Speaking about Hemingway, we did stop. Have you done the Hemingway house?
I've been to the house. I've never been.
Okay, we did a lot of touristy stuff because, well, like I said, we're tourists there for the first time. Which I was telling Hobie when I go back, knocked out all the tourist stuff again. So next time it'll be more chill. But Hemingway House, it's really cool. They said it was like the most touristy spot on the island, and 59 cats there. So I'm not a cat guy, but I have a cat now. I'm turning into a cat guy. Everybody knows I have a cat now. But 6-toed cats. All right. So the story is that Hemingway had a cat there, and it had 6 toes, and generates all these times later. They bred these cats. So the cats that are on property now are descendants of the cats of Hemingway, and there are 59 cats on property. And they'll just all be lounging around. And they take you in his house. He's got a room with, I think he'd been married 4 times, had all 4 of his wives, divorce papers signed and everything framed on the wall. Just interesting guy. He could take you up to his bedroom, and he had like this catwalk from his bedroom to his office. And you walk up to his office, and there's his typewriter. He's still in his place today. And there'll be just cats just lounging everywhere. And he has a swimming pool. It's called the Revenge Pool because there was an issue with him and his wife and another woman and all this sort of stuff. Yeah. So anyway, she said, I want my pool there. So they built a pool there. But the coolest thing, you'll like this, Hobie, and this is a cool, interesting fact for anybody who wants to go. The Hemingway house, there is, once you walk outside, and there is a men's urinal in the backyard. Men's urinal, and it came from the original Sloppy Joe's. There was Sloppy Joe's owner, original guy, and Hemingway were buddies. Yeah. And something about moving, because the original Sloppy Joe's is where Captain Tony's is now. Yeah. So where Sloppy Joe's now is not the original. It was at Captain Tony. So there was an issue with them moving money wise. They had to move, and Hemingway did not want the Sloppy Joe's to move. So he says, "By God, I'm taking this urinal. I'm taking something with me." Him and Sloppy Joe, they went in there, grabbed the urinal one night, took it back to his house, and Hemingway's wife, or the wife at the time, was like, "What are you doing?" Anyway, it's in his backyard, and they put plants all around it, and you're looking down, and I mean, it was just a men's urinal. And so that's the story behind that. Really interesting.
Did the wife like it? Did she become a divorce paper on the wall?
Yes, she didn't make it. Another one came on after that, I believe.
Good artist.
Yeah. But a really cool story, so much history. We did on the last day, we did the Truman Little Whiteout tour, which is really cool. President Truman President Truman would come to Key West, and they had this poker table looking device, and device was a poker table, and all these big deals with the big wigs of the United States were going on in that room right there, in the dining room, and all that sort of stuff. So it's really cool to see all that and knowing you're standing right there where history happened, and that was really neat. Then we did a butterfly conservatory. Heard about that place?
I saw that. Yes, I have seen it.
Okay, so the butterfly conservatory, you walk in, and it's just like a big greenhouse, and there are butterflies flying everywhere. They'll pop up on you and everywhere. Really cool, cool deal. But all this stuff is real touristy stuff. But I'll tell you what, Hobie, I know you said you had not done this before. This is the highlight of the trip for me. Really enjoyed it. Next time you got to do this. We did a sunset sail, cheese and wine, and man, it was called Danger Danger Charters, and the people there were just amazing. It was a couple young girls out of college. They were sisters, and then the captain of the boat looked like Kid Rock and Lane Kiffin put together. That's something right there. Kid Rock and Lane Kiffin put together.
That's good.
That's what the captain of the boat looked like. But they take you around, and at the very end, at the end of the island, come back around. They feed you all these different cheeses and different wines through the whole time. But by the time you get done with the tour, well, there was one woman. She was struggling, but you see the sunset, great videos, pictures. It was the highlight. But two other quick stories I have to share this with you. I'm sure you did the southernmost point. You got a picture there. Okay.
Yep.
So the southernmost point is a real famous. It's the little buoy thing you've seen in all the pictures. People line up to get the picture made, but that technically is not really the southernmost point. The directional sign, which I talked about when I was in Key West. I said, my buddy Hobie at right field at Duty Noble, there's a sign that has Hoover, Omaha, all that. The directional sign is the furthest one. So at that time on the trip, I was like, I want to go see this directional sign. I got to see it. My phone, where I had Uber, had died. My mom did not have Uber on her phone, so we had to call up a taxi. So we get the taxi. The taxi driver, kid you not, he's about 80 years old, just long hair, scruffy looking. I've been there for 40 years, he tells me. He's like, you want to go to a sign? I was like, yeah, it's called the direction. He goes, I've been there 40 years. It doesn't exist. I go, I swear it does. So I pull it. He has a flip phone. Never used an iPhone in his life. Great story here, by the way, guys. So I pull up my GPS, and it's like, this is where you go. It's in the Zachary Taylor State Park at the beach. So we go down there. We're pulling down there, and the guy's like, y'all not have signs in Mississippi. He didn't understand it. He doesn't understand it. He was like, he said, why do you want your picture of the sign? I was like, this is a big deal. I want this picture. So we go in, and then you pull into the park, and the lady at the gate was like, you have to pay money to get into the park. And the guy's like, is there a sign here? And the lady's like, yeah, absolutely. It's right down there. I was like, I told you, man. So we go down there. He still doesn't see it. And I get out, and I go look for it, and I find it. It's like right there. So I come back to the taxi, and the guy's like, well, y'all take y'all's picture if you want. So I'll get on out. My mom's getting out, and the taxi driver comes out, and he comes out, and he's like, doesn't look like he can walk, man. He's making it. He's older guy.
He took it out.
Anyway, he lights up a cigarette. And he's like, and I go, here's my phone. He goes, I've never taken a picture with an iPhone before. How does this work? I go, that white button, just push the button. So he does it, pushes it. If he's standing way back there, I'm like, zoom in. He can pitch in, zoom in. So then he zooms in. He takes a picture, and we got a great picture with the southernmost directional sign. So that little area right there, if you're looking on the map, that is as far south as you can get. And the beach there, and we did a beach called Higgs Beach one day, which was really cool. But that beach there, the part they said is like real corally, so you have to wear shoes outside. We didn't go there, but that sign, that was really cool because it made me think of your sign out at Duty Noble.
Well, I did the Zachary Taylor, and I got in there. I got in the water. I went even farther than the southernmost point.
Oh yeah,
I got. It's such a cool. And if you go, you need to go to this place because it's almost like a jungle, which is not a jungle, but it's trees. It's always tropical trees, and then the beach and the ocean is right there. It's exactly where the Gulf meets the Atlantic, and it is so cool. I said, I've got to get in the water right here. Yeah, and they got little jetties that come out and kind of safe here to swim. And I got out in the water and did my swimming there, and it was such a cool time. And that's a cool sign. There's a few other ones on down. Sunsets. I enjoy watching the sunset. I haven't done the cruise yet. I'm going to do that, but Sunset Pier at the Galleon Resort. I don't care much for the Mallory Square. They talk about going to Mallory Square. Yeah, but Sunset Island is an island which has latitudes, a nice little restaurant. But you can go take a boat across it. But you don't get to see the sun going to the water. But we were down at the Sunset Pier. You got to see that. So,
but yeah, it's really cool. I do next time I go back. I looked into it this time, but they were booked up on a day excursion on the water. A buddy of ours, Robert Camp, you know him. He had been, and they had done. Somebody named Captain Allison was the name of them. And so I called her, but she was booked up. But they take you out there, private tour. They take you snorkeling, look at all the wildlife, the animals, and you get in the water, all that sort of stuff. And it's a whole day's worth. So looking at doing that next time. I know in Boston, this is something I realized. Probably people think it's cheesy and stuff, but when I went to Boston 20 years ago, I did something called a ghost tour, and they take you around where you see Boston Strangler victims and all this. I'm big into crime stuff like that. and I liked it. So I did see they had one at Key West at Mallory Square. You probably saw a trolley that goes toward it, and I wanted to do it, but then the concierge person at the hotel was like, "It's really cheesy. You don't want to just waste money on this." So afterwards, I read up on it, and actually, the people that she's talking about, the cheesy part of it is the people dress up on the trolley, as all that stuff. But the history behind it, which I know Mike Leach would love this. So I do want to do that next time because it takes you down the darker side of Key West where murders and stuff happened years ago, pirates and all that sort of stuff. So you were talking about cemetery earlier that Mike Leach took you to. So I'm sure that's probably something that they do. On
that's what I'm looking at. It was I didn't get to go. I know he likes to go.
Yeah,
and that's my regret with that night with Coach Leach. It was I had to partake all day.
Yeah,
because and that's what we do. I mean, if you're a foodie and you like to drink, it's Key West is great. If you're with couples, and I tell people this all the time, if you're going with a group and you got a toxic couple and you don't go with it, don't go. Pick who you go because it's not serious. And I say that. I mean, there's a lot of people have a good time. They don't drink. I don't maybe take this out, but we had we drink, we go, and we have a good time. And then I was there when I made a little video. I walked up to Sloppy Joe's up the original slide. I walked up to Captain Tony's, and I walk up and I say, and my girls, my girls, my wife comes out and our friend's wife comes out. He says, "Somebody got our stool. Somebody got our seats, our stool." I said, "What? I gave y'all one job, girls. Y'all had one job, save my seat. Save my seat." Well, somebody came and got it. So I walk up, I say, Sir, you got my seat. He said, it turned out, "No, you got my seat." It's Mike Leach sitting on, and he gets up and it's on his seat. So that's a little video I made. It's out there. It's out there.
I've seen that one. Yeah, that's really
cool. That was really funny. and the thing is with him, with his personality, his humor, he enjoyed doing that. We had a good time.
I could see him, and from the stories I heard on the Hemingway tour, I could see Hemingway and Leach being best buds, man. All the stories stuff. But as far as like roosters, we were talking about earlier, every morning about 5:30 or 6, they wake you up, man. They wake you up. And I remember years ago, I saw you posted it. It was like, "Why the chicken cross the road?" And now you know why, because it's
all my video. I did a scavenger. I created a scavenger. I was. Another highlight of my life, I got to see Jimmy Buffett play in February, last 2 Februarys ago. That's cool. The year before he died. It was his third. It was his. He just started. This was his third concert. It was his next to the last concert. He played the next night, then he played in Hollywood, and then he played a little. He popped in with Mac, but it was his next to last concert basically, and I got to see him playing there. And that was fun.
That's really cool. Now, did you go to the Margaritaville there?
I did. Yeah, okay. I did. Yeah.
We ate there. I had to get a cheeseburger in Paradise, a little margarita, and a draft beer. I took a picture of it. I had the salt shaker, Heinz 57, French fried potatoes, and cheeseburger in Paradise. And that was really cool knowing you're at the original Margaritaville.
One of my favorite places to go. I wish I'd brought up earlier. It's called the Chart Room, and it's in the Pier House Hotel Resort now. And it's almost like they didn't want to get rid of this bar, so they kind of built the place around. It's a really cool. It's the first bar that Jimmy Buffett went to when Jerry Jeff Walker. The story is in 1972, whatever. Jimmy Buffett had a concert in Miami, and he got the dates mixed up. He went a week early, and he had nothing to do for a week. And Jerry Jeff said, "Well, I'll head to Key West. Come go to Key West." And he loaded up and went to Key West, and he went to the Chart Room. Bartender there named Philip Clark, bought Jimmy his first beer. He gave him his first beer in the Chart Room.
How about
that? And they sit there, became friends. They started going, and this Bill Clark, you look him up, read about him. He's a character, man. He's something. He's the one that the song "A Pirate Looks at 40," which any barely fans gonna know it as "Mother Ocean."
Right.
That song, and that's the song based on his life.
That's cool.
The song "Nautical Wheelers" is about a tequila regatta they shoot tequila. You drink tequila all day, then you get in a boat and go out to Christmas Tree Island, which is a little island out there, and then you come back. That song's based on that. But the Chart Room, just it's just history. It's like you said earlier, the Truman and all that. It's just history. So many politics, backdoor politics, everything. It's just a cool bar. My buddy John Schneider, Bodie from Dukes Hazard, he told me check out Bagatelle. So I went to Bagatelle. That was cool. That's a cool place to eat right there one night. And but like you said, if you can spend a whole trip eating, drinking it your way all the way around Key West. That's what another cool thing is we did the trolley tour.
Did you do that?
No, but everything I wish I would, and even now, next time I go, be like 8th time I go. But I won't. Every time I go, I want to go. I want to go.
You need to do that because now there's a little train tour. It takes you around everywhere. But the trolley tour, we were told, is to get on that one because it literally takes you around the whole island. It goes all the way around there. By the time we were there 3 days, about the second day, I knew everywhere. I knew where everything is. Yeah. Like, I mean, it's it that fast because the island's relatively small. 2 miles, 2 miles, 2 miles long. And so the trolley tour is cool because it takes you around, but and you can walk everywhere. When we went June, right now is extremely hot. So after a couple of days, you had to take Ubers, but the Ubers were just like right down the street. But we're looking at when we go back, possibly going in the spring or something. Now you gone earlier? Is that right? Besides the summer,
I have been all 4 seasons. Yeah.
Can you talk about the weather then?
Oh,
it's hot right now.
The whole thing. The lowest recorded temperature there is 41. So it's never,
that's what I heard.
Besides, I mean, like you just said, you're at the off season because it's freaking hot. It's so it's so damn hot. But I've been September is still hot. Then October was perfect. I've been in February. I still got the pool down there in February. So it's just I didn't get in Dante's pool. That's a great little place to hang out. But, I've been all for. Again, it's just it's expensive to get there. It's expensive to find a place to stay there. But other than that, it's not that bad of a place to go spending money. Wise. Your food's not overly. This place called Lola's that you can brown bag your wine. You go down and buy some wine at the CVS.
Yeah, and go something about CVS. There's a Walgreens on Duval. Did you see that? It's the old movie theater. Yeah, they told us on the tour that it was the old movie theater. The Walgreens had bought it. And the people that had the movie theater was like, we'll sell this to you as long as you don't change anything. So you look at it, you're like, that's a Walgreens in the movie theater, right there on Duval. But man, like you're talking about everywhere, you never know the thing with Key West, you never know who you're going to see. As we're leaving, I was like, I got to take one more stop at Capitoni's, just and just hoping maybe someone was in there. So I ended up talking to a guy there that day who knew Mike Leach, and they had talked a few times. He told me he lived down the road a little bit, and then he would come in here and talked about on the bowl game when we played in Tampa that they had a little watch party after Coach Leach had passed. Had a little watch party there and on the big screen. And all his buddies from Key West came over and watched it and all that sort of stuff. And anyway, we started talking to the guy. I was like, Kenny Chesney has a place down here right down the road from where Mike Leach was. And they're like, he's playing a show in Cincinnati. He's getting on a plane after that, coming down here. And the cool thing about him coming down here, they're like, he'll probably come into Captain Toast for a little while, but this is where he hangs out. Like, he didn't come out here to play or anything like that. He just comes in to hang with locals, And that I thought that was really cool. So if you're there right now, stop by Captain Toast. You might run into Kenny Chesney. So really, really cool, man. But I can't thank you enough, Hobie, for coming on. We can talk about hours. We can talk about Key West.
When you called me and said, "Hey, man, you'll do a podcast," and I don't even know who the starting quarterback is next year. What am I going to talk about? He's not talking about Key West. I'm in. We can talk about Key West. Yeah, we can talk about Key West for days. So, looking forward to going back. Anyone who's on the fence about should I go or should I not? Go check it out. Absolutely. Do the touristy stuff and then plan another trip and do that. And don't make plans. Just go everywhere. Like you said, just go everywhere. Don't be afraid to where do I go eat? It doesn't matter. Just go eat. It's not a place where you have to plan out everything. We got to do this, that. Go down there. Just, it's chill, like absolute chill. Just check out all the places and you'll have a blast and you'll want to go back. Yeah. And I didn't want to come home. I guess I tell Hobie I got stranded in Atlanta. I was like, too bad we're not stranded in Key West one more night. But anyway, back in Star Vegas now, and y'all check out Hobie's on Main if y'all are in Starkville. And he'll take some Key West stories. I'll be like Mike Leach. I talked to him for 45 minutes. Absolutely, you'll get the Key West vibe in here with everything Hobie has here, and baseball season. Come check out the Right Field Tiki Lounge and come visit with Hobie. Lots of good stories. And cheers, Hobie. We had a blast. Thank you. Next time, Key West, y'all come see it. And y'all take care. As always, just keep living.